Hello, I'm Emily Ditton, IDC's Head for Energy Insights in Asia Pacific and Research Head for Worldwide Mining. I've been covering both these industries for the last 5 or 6 years that I've been at IDC, and I'm going to talk today about digital transformation in mining, with particular focus on the convergence of information technology and operational technology. Market conditions are tough, and competitive differentiation is based on the ability to attract resources, talent and capital, ultimately to have access to the best projects and assets. Mining companies have shed huge numbers of their workforce and restructuring efforts, but cutting back and doing things the same way is no longer an option. Changing technology, commercial and operational constructs are changing what it means to operate a mine, an oil rig or an electricity network. In the struggle for survival, the onus is on market players to create competitive differentiation through creating operational excellence. This will be the basis upon which competitive companies are able to compete for resources, talent and capabilities. Pursuing digital transformation initiatives is the path to creating the new operational and commercial constructs through which mining companies will manage their operations. The priorities and focus areas that mining companies place on their digital transformation initiatives will vary, of course, from company to company, but the outcomes sought will be common across the industry. That is, improved productivity, improved profitability, and always a focus on safety. Convergence of IT systems and operational technology has been a feature of the mining sector for a long time, but what we are seeing now is that the momentum and the imperative has changed. As mining companies seek to enable analytics-based optimization, mobile-enabled operators, drive greater automation, and to integrate systems across operations, what it means is to converge information technology and operational technology to transform those systems, processes, and activities. For mining companies that are working towards creating digitally transparent and controlled mining operations, IT-OT convergence and digital transformation are coming together to be one and the same thing. IDC's thinking about digital transformation is that it is made up of 5 elements. That is the adoption of changing leadership mindsets, leadership transformation, the redefining of customer satisfaction through omni-channel experience, omni-experience transformation, utilising data for better productivity and agility, information transformation, rethinking the structure of operations within a company and driving greater automation through operating model transformation, and harnessing the transformative impact of human capital both internally and external to the business, being worksource transformation. Integrating IT and OT brings about benefits that align across these 5 elements as mining companies seek to reshape their operational environments. What exactly does IT-OT integrate convergence mean to mining companies? In IDC's study of 253 mining executives across the globe, 73% of whom are directed to C-level, we posed a number of different definitions of what IT-OT convergence was to mining executives across IT and operational functions. Respondents were allowed to answer more than one definition of the most important meaning of IT-OT convergence for their organisations. The first obvious observation is that IT-OT integration means many different things to most mining companies. Pre-built integration was the most commonly viewed definition. It is the insight that results from convergence between pre-built points of integration in IT and OT systems, the ability of systems and processes across operations to integrate and flow data across the business, to create visibility and control of operations across activities and processes. The importance of security features across the role of IT-OT convergence for mining companies. The requirement for a unified approach to security measures for both IT and operations systems is an important part of how mining companies are thinking about IT-OT convergence in their operations. Mitigating the security risk of connecting operational systems to networks and doing this in a consistent way within teams that are working together or organised as a single group is critical. The Internet of Things is a critical enabler to IT-OT convergence for mining companies as companies seek to integrate sensors and intelligent devices across operations. Enabling connectivity, standards and integration across physical things and IT systems driven by the momentum behind the Internet of Things is part of the changed imperatives that technology is driving for mining companies in their integration of IT and operational systems. It is clear from my discussions across the sector that mining companies are stepping towards an integrated IT and operational technology governance model. What is also clear, though, is that the industry is quite dispersed, with leading players actively working in this direction, and many companies that are still challenged by this. Associated with the integrated model, importantly though, is that these are companies that are typically also much more effective at delivering technology strategy that can deliver outcomes for the business beyond the traditional scope of IT. When we think about the governance of technology strategy and implementation across mining companies, we think about it in 3 stages. First is the segregated model, where IT and each operational group make independent budget, planning and implementation decisions. Control systems and execution systems are run by the operational technology group, and this is typically what we've seen across mining companies. Second is the coordinated model. This is where there is an element of coordination driven by the project management office, particularly around major implementation and upgrades. And support is handled by IT with local power users in each mine site to assist in administration. The mine continues to make control level decisions. The control system is run by OT and executive systems is run by IT. And we're seeing an increasing number of mining companies taking this model. And lastly, an integrating model. This is where the technology strategy planning and implementation is delivered by a group common across IT and operations. The control system is shared between IT and operational technology, and the execution system is run by IT. Looking forward over the next 5 years, we expect that half of mining companies think that they will have an integrated model in place. So what are the budgets that mining companies have to drive these investments? 30% of mining companies allocate 5 to 6% of their revenue to technology strategy within operations. Reflecting this, on average across mining companies globally, spending on operational technology is almost 6% of total revenues. This is higher than what we see within IT investments of mining companies typically. Across these funding allocations, IDC also asked mining executives about their priorities for spending from operational technology budgets. By far, the leading response was that 46% of mining companies are allocating budgets to cloud-based platforms for data management. The imperative to drive productivity and insight through operational technology is fundamentally related to how data is managed, accessed and utilised across operations at all levels. Mining companies are looking for new ways for a step change in productivity. We know that the case for driving IT-OT integration is compelling in achieving this step change, but it is not easily achieved. There are software integration, organisation, process, and not least of all cultural issues that need to be overcome. Delivering value to the business at scale through successful IT-OT integration is a very real challenge that mining companies are currently facing. So what are the motivations that are driving mining companies? There are 2 clear motivations for IT-OT convergence that stand out from the rest. First of all, security. Companies are looking to approach security in a consistent way across both IT and operational technology teams in order to ensure the security of the connected assets already in place across the organisation and to drive the ability to create data-led decision-making across mining operations. The second motivator is around operational performance. The convergence of IT and operational technology systems means that mining companies are in a position to create visibility and control across systems and processes from the enterprise all the way down to the operator. That in turn enables far better improved decisions and process design and will ultimately deliver the improved production outcomes. Asset management is the third most important motivator for IT-OT convergence amongst mining companies. Mining companies have enormous scope to improve asset management and maintenance practices through reducing unplanned downtime and integrating maintenance practices across the mine. While the advantages of IT-OT convergence are plenty, there are several challenges that get in the way of implementation. This is not an easy thing to do. While security was identified as a top imperative, 33% of survey respondents also ranked it as a number 1 barrier. Interconnection of operational systems which have not previously been connected to networks creates opportunities for a flow of data across the business, creating greater insider control, and this will deliver cost-saving opportunities. But it also creates new risks that mining companies need to manage. The reality of the change in thinking required to manage far greater sets of data across operations is another challenge for IT/OT convergence. Ultimately, cultural and process change will be the greatest difficulty for most mining companies, which in turn affects the ability of technology decisions born out of IT/OT convergence to deliver value. Organisational change must be observed to make IT/OT convergence possible, addressing leadership, technology decision-making, and disconnected IT and OT functions, as well as, most critically, organisational complexity. Adopting a mindset for change means advocating technology strategy and recognising that technology choices drive business strategy and not the other way around. IT/OT convergence will mean that mining companies are able to create database visibility from corporate right down through to the operator level, creating the ability to control mining operations the way that we have not seen before. It is one thing to deliver integration to IT and operational systems, with the right organisation and governance in place, but success in delivering changed outcomes to the business are far more than the strategy around IT/OT convergence. Mining companies must think about technology strategy, how it is set, how it is governed, how it is implemented, as not only an enabler of a particular business strategy, but core to enabling the business strategy in the first place. IT/OT convergence is about enabling the operational foundations upon which the transformation to a digital business needs to be based on. To finish up, I would like to share the research plan for IDC's Worldwide Mining Strategy Research Practice. We will be providing a detailed report on the full scope of the IT/OT convergence research that we have just touched on in this session as one of the deliverables within this research program. Feel free to stay in touch via Twitter at editton or via email at editton@idc.com. This is Emily Ditton of IDC, and I wish you well in your respective journeys towards digital transformation.